Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick follow-up of the video I did last week for BTH because I want to talk a little bit more about, I kind of glossed over this whole handler Lancer account concept last week because I wanted to focus more on the functionality of Lab Assistant. But this week, I've been playing around a little bit with one of the use cases for separating these accounts and having them in separate wallets. And I wanted to share that with you because I think it's super cool. And I think it also is a very, very secure way of playing the game. So just a quick recap. The handler account, this is the account that controls permissions. This should be the one that holds all the assets, the ships and resources, and mostly money. And we also have a Lancer account. This is the account that is granted permission by the handler account to interact with the handler's Sage game through Lab Assistant. So it doesn't interact directly, but it can control the game through Lab Assistant. And if we scroll down and look at these use cases right here, one of them is secure auto approval. So permissions can be granted to a hot wallet, the Lancer account, while maintaining all assets in a hardware wallet, which is the handler account. The hot wallet cannot withdraw or transfer assets from the hardware wallet, so there is inherently less risk involved when enabling auto approval for hot wallet transactions. The hot wallet can then be used in conjunction with Lab Assistant to carry out lab activities. So that's exactly what I set up. So I'm going to show you the two wallets that I set up. These are in this browser is the handler account, and then in this browser here, the kind of burnt orange browser, is my Lancer account. So let's actually open up the handler account first. And I made a little PowerPoint just to stay on track so I wouldn't ramble. So basically, this is a breakdown. You've got the handler wallet. I've actually connected, I've had this Ledger Nano X for a couple of years and I haven't really used it. So what I did is I moved all of my assets into that wallet, connected it to Sage Labs, and then did a little bit of initial setup. So like I said, I imported the assets and resources, I recreated my fleets, I positioned my fleets, I ran through an iteration of the gaming loops, then I undocked them and just set them to idle, and then I went over to the Lancer account and initiated those gaming loops from the Lancer account. So this handler wallet, it also, when you get into it, and I'm going to demonstrate this here in a minute, but you choose a primary wallet and then you grant permission to a Lancer wallet. So let's do that right now. So of course we have Lab Assistant. I want to show you one thing, the way I set up this wallet. I did set it up as a sort of a hook into the Solflare wallet. So if I open up my Solflare wallet, it's actually my Ledger wallet that I can just control through Solflare. Because when we look at choosing your primary wallet, which is what we're going to do right now, you have two options, Solflare and Phantom. Like Ledger is not a part of that. So if you wanted to set that up, let's see, where did I put that? You kind of have, when you install Solflare for the first time and it asks you, do you need a new wallet? Do you already have one? And you can provide a seed phrase, or if you come down here to the bottom, you can connect your Ledger wallet, which is exactly what I did. So there's nothing else but that Ledger wallet. You can connect a bunch of wallets inside that Solflare extension, but I just connected the Ledger wallet so that when I came to this part of the configuration where it says connect your primary wallet and I say Solflare, there's no confusion about what wallet it's connecting to. It is definitely connecting to my my Ledger wallet. Okay, so now that was choosing the primary account. Now I'm going to choose the Lancer account. And my account, my handler account inside the game is called Friday. So I granted permission to this Friday Lancer account, um, which is the Soulflare wallet that I'm going to use as my Lancer account. So that's already set up. You cannot remove, like, I can also control uh, the game through Lab Assistant with my handler account. That's in there by default. You can't take that out. All right, so I'm just going to close out of there. And if we look at the configuration, this is exactly what my configuration looked like before. This is weird. Oh, this is actually this is the handler account. So I could actually launch the game from here and get into Sage Labs and do things manually if I wanted to. But if I'm doing that, there is no auto approve. There's auto connect, but there's no auto approve when it comes to hardware wallets. So everything has to be confirmed on the hardware wallet. And because I've sort of hooked that into my Soulflare wallet, I have to approve it through the Soulflare wallet and on the hardware wallet. So, but there is, like I said, you have to do this anyway when you first start the game. So you have to, again, you have to import your stuff, you have to create fleets, you have to position your fleets, you have to run through one iteration, and all of that before you can go over to the Lancer account and start running those gaming loops from there. All right. Once you've done this, right, once you've set this up and you've configured everything through your hardware wallet, you can now close this down. I can close out of Ledger Live, okay, and I can completely disconnect my hardware wallet. So now the primary key, the private key that is used to unlock all of my assets, completely offline, which is probably the most secure thing you can do in terms of protecting your crypto assets. All right, now we're going to look at the Lancer wallet. This is in a different profile, so all I did is I opened up two Google Chrome browsers and I signed in with different Google accounts. That's how I created two profiles. So now if I open this up, this is the profile for the Lancer account, right? And this is just a straight up hot Soulflare wallet. Now, one thing that kind of warped my mind a little bit when I first started playing around with this is the Lancer wallet is the wallet that's going to approve and pay for all of the transactions. So this is the wallet where you need to keep your Solana, if you're paying your fees with Solana, or your Atlas if you're paying fees with Atlas. I pay with Solana because I think it's a little bit cheaper. All right. So actually what we need to do is just close this down. I'm going to stop this and open it back up again. Okay. So when I first go to Sage Labs, it's going to be like, who are you? I don't want to hit this button because that's the button I use to grant permission, but it's going to eventually see who I am. And it'll pop up with a little, hopefully very soon, a little dialog box that's going to make me choose basically the handler account. And there it is. So this is my account. There's nothing in that account other than Solana to pay for the transactions. But if I were to log into this game right now, there would be no assets, no resources, nothing. So I want to say I'm going to control the handler account, which is called Friday. let's look at the tools and the configuration. And again, this should look very similar to what you saw last week, more or less. Right now, I'm running a bunch of resources out to MRZ36 to be able to support the SDUs, but eventually these two miners are going to, I'm going to reconfigure them into a mining loop. All right. And so we'll start that and monitor the status. And that's it. Again, this guy, if I were to log into Sage Labs right now, there'd be nothing. I'd be able to see nothing. But I can control what's going on with the handler account through Lab Assistant.